we're going to talk about briefly something that's been going on with the Libertarian Party. Now, if you guys don't know, for most of my 20s and 30s, I kind of thought of myself as libertarian-esque, and I think a lot of that had to do with my own ignorance and naivete. There are some basic principles, some fundamental stuff about sovereignty, freedom, personal freedom and sovereignty that I really agree with and I gravitate towards. I'm a very big, small government, right-leaning guy. That's kind of my perspective, and it has been for most of my life. But recently, the Libertarian Party in the past decade has been just careening off of a fucking cliff, just going into whatever progressive woke nonsense, and its stewards, like the leaders of the modern Libertarian Party, are all about it. They're all about shit. And I just kind of want to show something. It was an interaction between, well, at least one-sided kind of interaction between Dave Smith and one Nick Gillespie. Do you guys know who Nick Gillespie is? I don't know if he still is. He says to the host of the Reason interview podcast. I thought I don't know. Was he the editor-in-chief of Reason at one point? Didn't he start Reason? So Dave Smith here is kind of commenting on the new guy, the guy that got chosen to be the presidential nominee for the Libertarian Party, which is, I think his name is David Chase. He goes by @ChaseForLiberty. So he's been making the rounds since he secured the nomination a couple weeks ago, which apparently was very contentious. It was a big clusterfuck. And Nick Gillespie here is at the LP national presidential candidate @ChaseForLiberty has been attacked for his on trans issues as they relate to kids. He tells Abridge Zach and Liz Wolf Reason that he believes and it sounds incredibly libertarian. Because remember, libertarians, at least the modern progressive set, the mainstream set of libertarians, are kind of woke people. They're wokesters. They're woke from a different perspective, right? They come at it from a different angle. But they're definitely woke, especially when it comes to things like we're about to talk about. So Dave Smith retorts, child abuse isn't libertarian, and Chase collapsed under the weight of @Liz Wolf's Reason. Incredibly straightforward questions. So apparently they did a little interview here, which we're going to look at a little bit. We're not going to watch the whole thing. And I guess this Chase Oliver is his name. Okay, that makes more sense. This other guy, Clint Russell, I believe. I've seen him on, I think, the Timcast podcast, and also, from what I understand, he was running either for the VP spot for the Libertarian Party, and he made a little promo for Chase Oliver. Like I said, there's anybody that's like a real, at least what I would consider a real libertarian, more the Ron Paul wing, the Mises Caucus wing. They really don't like Chase Oliver. I haven't watched this. I just saw it right before it came on, so we're going to check it out. Maybe it'll be cool. Maybe it'll tell us what we need to know.
I've always been a libertarian. I'm always going to be a libertarian. Yeah. At the same time, when I was criticizing that party, I was also doing the work of door knocking and representing our party as a Senate candidate and running with our brand and putting our brand forward and putting my face on our...
Oh, so when I said, we're going to save the gay shit until after this, no, as you can see, we're already into the gay shit.
Our brand.
The takeover failed. Would you drop your kids off at a drag queen story hour and come back an hour later?
Would you drop your kids off at a movie? Yeah.
I love that, this is another thing, we talk about this all the time. Everything is the same. There's no nuance. There's no difference in anything. So he's just like, it's no different than bringing your kids to a movie. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you fucking retarded? How are those the same thing at all? How are those the same thing at all? Well, they're just entertainment, dude. It's all entertainment. Don't you get it? Hey, now.
You're just surrounded by such scumbag, duplicitous pieces of fucking shit.
Hold on. And what are and there he's putting all these tweets in here, I guess. These are from a couple years ago. Imagine being the libertarian parent of a trans kid. You didn't ask for it. You just know you're going to do your best for them. And then imagine how they feel seeing their national party equating the care they seek from their kid, from their doctor, to grooming a kid for abuse. Well, whether you're willingly doing it or not, that is exactly what you're doing. Especially if you were to look at some of the statistics surrounding what happens to trans youths when it comes to things like sexual assaults, prostitution, kidnapping. There's a giant fetish community out there, you know? These kids, they go into these discords like we've been kind of learning and reading about and watching documentaries, and it's all presented in a very positive light. But what they're doing is there are a bunch of creepy fucking adults in there. Bunch of fucking creep adults in there that groom your fucking kids and convince them that this is what's going on with them. And they do it so they can have access to them, so they can become a parental figure and then abuse them. It's like, it's not very fucking hard. God, I hate these fucking people. Prof says it's just like bringing your kid to a movie that stars a very special girl. Oh, it does indeed. Oh no, where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Let's just say I'm a special girl.
What are you, retarded?
Trembling says, I think it's funny that the Legion of Skanks went on Rogan, and the least funny one, Dave Smith, ends up the only one of them with multiple JRE appearances. Well, because I think Dave Smith, like, I've kind of warmed up to him over time. He is, I think, he has the most going on. He's like the most adult, if you will. Like, you know, I mean, I guess, you know, those guys are finding success in their own ways with their podcast and, you know, and becoming seasoned comedians themselves. But I think that's why. He just has more going on. He's always out there arguing with people about the COVID lockdowns, etc. Like he did that debate with, what's his name? Chris Cuomo. Was it this past weekend? And it was pretty good. It was pretty. I think he did about as good a job as anybody can do, and he was very calm, very rational. He was a gentleman about it when he definitely didn't have to be. And to watch, and he did it, and I was glad that he took that route because you got to see Chris Cuomo squirm, and there's nothing that he could do about it. There's no complaints that he can make about how he was treated or he was getting ganged up on or whatever. No, like it was what it was. He said what he had to say. And now we all get to make our judgments. And, you know, it's the silver lining of Chris Cuomo joining Valuetainment. I'm not the biggest Valuetainment fan, but even I was like, really? You're going to fucking Chris Cuomo for real?
Pieces of fucking shit. And all we're looking for is a little honesty.
It just so happens that Chase's positions comport perfectly with mainstream Democratic Party orthodoxy.
The Libertarian...
Now, do we think this is a libertarian psyop, or do we think it's because this is actually what's at the bottom of libertarianism? I think it's kind of 50-50. I think that there are parts of libertarianism that are incredibly permissive of all sorts of weird shit, like pedophiles. If pedophiles belong to a political party, most of them claim libertarianism. In fact, going all the way back in the day when we watched that Chicken Hawk, remember that Chicken Hawk documentary about the pedophiles, and they talked about that magazine, NAMBLA, or it's a magazine and an organization, NAMBLA, North American Man Boy Love Association. Those guys are all registered libertarians, and they're on Twitter arguing with you about libertarianism. By the way, they're still out there doing it. I found all of them like a year and a half ago. And I have a dossier with all their Twitters. And every once in a while, you got to go in and, you know, peek in, see what they're talking about. Trembling says it's also because Rogan gets high and only wants to talk about certain shit. You bring jokes to JRE and they're getting sandbagged. Well, that's because Joe Rogan, especially over the past few years, he doesn't pick up on jokes all the time. Like, I would implore people, go watch the first time Shane Gillis was on JRE. The first time he was on there, he's trying to make jokes. He's trying to be light. He's trying to kill it. And Joe was just not into what he was selling. And it was very awkward. And now they're best buddies. Now that he's, you know, the second most famous comedian on the planet right now.
Libertarian Party, with this move, in supporting open borders and vaccine mandates, you done messed up, Aaron! Have just declared to the American people they are non-viable.
Puberty blockers and HRT have been shown to be mostly reversible. Don't try to...
Yeah, and this is the same thing. They're just going to, I bet he's going to show clips of him just giving all of this Misinformation? Just a bunch of misinformation, the puberty blockers thing. So he just goes out there and just repeats whatever's the mainstream talking points of the now, of the moment. I think he also did the same thing during COVID, which people were very critical of.
Twisted like I'm some sort of like Democrat who's like, everybody go out and get your COVID shot.
You're not going to fucking win, brother.
Nah.
All I care about is the message and the messenger. Can you convey it in a way that can fucking reignite people's souls? I don't think you fucking can. Take that as a personal challenge.
I got in this party because I was an anti-war Democrat. Give the proof of concept to people that we can punish racists with the free market. I'm a gay.
Like just saying these weird statements like cisgender girls have nothing to fear from a trans peer needing to pee. Like it just seems like everything just goes right over your head. Just right over your head. If people can do whatever they want all the time, that's not actually freedom. Discipline is freedom. Rules help create and protect freedom. I know it sounds like a contradiction. Just think about it, though. Tremlink says Rogan needs someone close to him to say someone is funny because he surely can't tell if they are on his own. This is true. Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, fucking Joey Diaz.
Give the proof of concept to people that we can punish racists with the free market. I'm a gay man. If you're a homophobe, tell me about it so I don't have to associate with you.
If the Democrats were running Ron Paul, I'd be a Democrat. If the GOP runs Ron Paul, I'm a fucking Republican. If the Libertarian Party runs Ron Paul, I'm a Libertarian. I'm a fucking Ron Paulie. You get it?
I'm calling Reed Coverdell an asshole because he's not a libertarian.
I don't think Chase Oliver is the type of person that's going to get someone to go from, I'm a fucking woke DEI zombie, and now I'm going to start thinking for myself. In fact, I think the contrary. I think you're going to bring in more people that think like that, and then they're going to be maybe a little bit better on fucking economics. Golf clap, dude.
This is so overwrought that I love it. Tremlink says, I was thinking about him telling Jamie to Google something. It's sending him down a rabbit hole that drives him insane in a Lovecraftian way. But Rogan is such a meathead that it doesn't affect him. He just debates on which elder god can beat which.
GOP has ran around talking as if they're Ron Paul and then governing as if they're John McCain. I didn't get into this lying. I didn't get known by lying. I ain't gonna start lying ever. I'm fucking here to tell the truth. That's it.
Hard pass. Hard pass on the libertarian throwaway vote this year, everybody. So if you were, because I used to do that. Definitely am guilty of that. Definitely in 2016 I was. Who did I vote for? I don't even remember his name. Mike Johnson. Is that who I voted for? Let me see here. Nick Gillespie. All right, let's see here. We'll check out this podcast for a little bit. This is okay. Oh, cool. It's just a clip about this topic in particular. That works out for me. I like it when things work out for me. That's good. I'll take it. I'll take it when I can get it.
I want to bring up some of...
You know what I mean? All right. Let's see here. Buttons.
The specific criticisms that the surfaced in the backlash to your nomination, just because there's been a lot of stuff floating around about what your positions are or are not. I saw that you actually had to correct the isidewith.com website, which is one of the...
Listen, he's running out there. He's on the campaign. This is like a real Vivek Ramaswamy here doing this kind of style. He's like, guys, I'm on the go. Sure, I can do the interview, but I got to do it while I'm in line at the Dairy Queen. Okay.
Popular websites that lists what a candidate's positions are. So I want to bring up a few of the notions about your views.
Why is he so nervous? Why is he so nervous to confront him with his obvious opinion? He's been out there extolling this opinion for 5 years. Trump says, I think the ex-wrestler Kane ended up being the libertarian mayor of a Tennessee town. I could see that.
And have you clarify what it is you stand for. I just picked this tweet by a user named Amuse because it kind of boils it down to a lot of what I've heard. He says libertarians, by nominating Chase Oliver, the LP just alienated every Silicon Valley libertarian I know. I'm not sure what that means, but their presidential nominee supports transitioning children, mask and vax mandates, men and women's sports, and open borders. And then it has you at, looks like maybe a...
Yeah, but why wouldn't he? I mean, like, I have seen... We were talking about Nick Gillespie earlier. Nick Gillespie, I've seen Nick Gillespie defend most of these things. And isn't he kind of the go-to, the de facto kind of libertarian guy? Well, I suppose he is, just because it's Reason Magazine. It's the only libertarian outlet, really, isn't it? At least that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's probably others, but as far as I'm aware, Reason is the biggest and most well-known.
A gay pride parade holding a rainbow flag that says...
We got Big Tom in the house. He says, Cain, brother of destruction.
Don't tread on me, which I'm not sure that there's anything wrong with that picture unless you have a problem with gay people. But let's start with transitioning children. What is your stance on puberty blockers, surgeries, so forth?
What's your new opinion now that you're running for president? Like, how have you augmented it and softened it and made it more palatable to a voting audience?
Children.
So in terms of healthcare, I want to keep healthcare out of government's hands. I support parents making decisions for their kids. I'm not in support of transing kids. I'm in support of parents meeting with their doctor.
Yeah, parents transing kids, because parents always know what the deal is. They always know what's going on. They always can make the best decisions. It's not like we have an epidemic of fucking mental illness out there, borderline personality disorder, fucking running rampant.
Determine the best healthcare decisions for their kids on a case-by-case basis, which the most common treatment for kids who are suffering from gender dysphoria under the age of 18 is merely socially transitioning. The fact is this is only a few thousand kids across the country, when there's over 500,000 kids in foster homes right now who suffer far greater rates of abuse. But I'm always inclined to leave healthcare to the decisions of a patient, a doctor who they consult with, and if they are a parent, the child being the advocate for that parent. And ultimately, a doctor should not be required by government, nor insurance company, or any kind of mandate to violate their oath or their desire to help and heal.
Except during COVID. At that time, it was fine because those people weren't doing the right thing to help themselves, and they were hurting everybody else. You know, there was residual effects, right?
Period.
I think when you frame it like healthcare, that sort of gives the entire game away, right? This is the same as the argument that a lot of pro-trans activists use, you know, talking about it in the form of, you know, would you rather have a dead son or an alive daughter? Basically, the implication being that if you disallow a child to transition, then, you know, the mental illness that the child will suffer from could end in suicide. And so, of course, what, you know, empathetic parent wouldn't make that decision in that case? I think framing it as healthcare.
Yeah, because they take these doctors and these clinicians. It's more clinicians than doctors. Doctors seem like, well, they got a rubber stamp. I guess that means we're going to make a lot of money at the hospital, so we're definitely going to do it. But it's like emotional hostage taking. It's really disgusting to pressure parents in that way, especially people that are confused. They don't know what's going on. This is a relatively new thing. Nobody ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And you have these people that do nothing but take their kids and then affirm every delusion they have, and then they go to the parents and they say, "No, this is pretty fucking serious, dude. You may want to start thinking of these things. Here, you go see a doctor. He's gonna recommend some treatments." Trembling says, to go back to the disease of horror fandom, I don't know. If you've kept up with the shit about the absolute retard in Praise of Shadows. He tried to do a hit piece on Wendigoon that dragged into about a dozen other YouTubers and got his shit pushed in online. I did see that, but I did not follow the drama. Because it's just another bread tuber making a 3-hour video essay that I just did not have the time for, or the inclination, really. Wendigoon's cool, though. I actually recently discovered Wendigoon while I was reading Blood Meridian, so sometime in the past year. Trailing says he's a wannabe bread tuber, the worst thing you can do. No lies detected.
Here sells the detractors, some of whom are operating in very good faith, quite short. I mean, we just had Jesse Singal on this podcast, and one point that Jesse makes time and time again is that the best evidence we have about gender transitions for children thus far comes from the Cass Review, which was just published in the United Kingdom, which really is pretty damning for a lot of the people on the side of doing this.
Yeah, we talked about this a few months ago. So pretty much all of the prescriptions, everything that they've been saying that would be good to help these things actually does the opposite, actually makes things worse. By putting children on puberty blockers before they reach puberty is robbing them of the opportunity to desist, which it's almost like it's like between 78 and like 93% of kids that are under the age of puberty, rather, that have dysphoric feelings will desist after they hit puberty. And if you give them puberty blockers and then mind fuck them, they never get the opportunity to do that. It's really disgusting.
These types of invasive treatments for children. So like, as far as like, I could understand wanting to get the state out of it as much as possible, but like, how can you not look at it and sort of see a situation where we are just, allowing minors are making decisions and parents are making decisions for minors with the help of doctors, with the help of an activist class that has spurred this along in a way where we just like don't have longitudinal, good, high quality studies as to how this affects kids.
Hey, I say let those studies take place, and they should do so outside of the confines of government. Let independent organizations do these things. But in the meantime, you should be allowed to seek the health care you want. There's all...
Yeah, but in the meantime, we don't know what happens. But in the meantime, just fucking do whatever you want.
kinds of medications. Guess what? Government said taking ivermectin was bad for you, and many people just decided to do it anyway. They took the choice. They didn't want the government to ban that choice. Same with anything else related to COVID. We didn't want vaccine mandates on us. We didn't have to hold.
You mean like ivermectin, this very well-studied medicine that we've known about for 60 years? Yeah, it's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. It's taking experimental hormone blockers and HRT injections and mastectomies and, all sorts of stuff. But hey, it's kind of the same. Everything's the fucking same with these people. It's all the same thing. It might as well we just throw it all at just healthcare. Good on Liz Wolfe for calling this asshole out. Trelming says, then you have Catboy Ranches because every one of these these troons are preyed upon and then go on to do the same. Exactly. They get abused, they get groomed, and they go on to do the same thing. They think that's the right thing to do. And you have to remember, a lot of times, a lot of the people that are doing this are their peers. This is peer influence. This is being raised by your peers. It's it's a dangerous thing. It's something as a parent you really have to kind of keep an eye on. You laugh about it when you're a kid, right? When your parents don't want you to hang out with somebody because they're kind of a bad kid, etc. Now that I'm a parent, now that I'm older, obviously I understand. I totally get it now. Cato says, it may be a little off topic, but I made a meme inspired by your past shows featuring Destiny. We'll take a look at it right after this. Trembling says, there isn't a single trans kid without a predator around them. I'm 99% sure. Or it's a predator or somebody that is kind of a de facto predator because they have some sort of mental illness. Munchausen by proxy. Borderline personality disorder where they kind of gaslight their kids into this shit. It's disgusting.
What our treatment has to be. We took care of our own lives. We need to apply that to every area of healthcare. This is exactly why it relates to healthcare, because it is a healthcare issue. This is not an issue that is any different from any other care that a physician, a patient needs. And when they're a minor, their parents are in charge of that. Parents can, have that sovereignty because they have unconditional love for their.
You know where great libertarian experiments, like true libertarian experiments, San Francisco, Portland. How are things going? Austin. How are those things going down there, everybody? Huh? Everybody enjoying all of the homeless drug addicts everywhere, assaulting you, sleeping in the fucking sidewalk. Everybody loving all this shit? What a paradise.
Kids. They want to see their kids survive and thrive. They're going to be a better advocate than a board or a bureaucrat. And certainly one size fits all healthcare is not libertarianism. That is not freedom. We need to have the ability for individuals to choose what to do on a case-by-case basis. And like I said, this is being very overblown considering the most common treatment is social transitioning. These cases that are being brought forward make it seem like every kid who questions their gender is automatically thrown on puberty blockers or on hormone replacement therapy. It's just not telling the full truth. I recommend that detractors meet with families who have trans kids, as I have all over the country. I met a young person who drove 2 hours to see me.
I don't think that's fair, right? Like, I have, a bunch of trans friends, and I have parent friends, because I'm also a parent, who have had gender questioning children, right? Like, to act as if it's like merely a lack of knowledge about this sells short the arguments that people like me are making, which is that I don't think it's freedom either to have a situation where we've very much had this activist class that has been highly successful with influencing a lot of gatekeeper medical organizations in the United States to make it seem like the only acceptable way to treat a gender questioning kid is to socially transition them or to get them on puberty blockers. Like, I mean, to me, that's not freedom. To me, that's a very moneyed activist class that has really played a significant role in changing the...
And also, you have to bring up the profit motive for the hospitals. It got leaked. It got leaked. Some of their kind of seminars, some of their in-house training stuff got leaked. Was it like last year? And essentially what they said was, we are doing this. One of the reasons why we're doing this is a boon for the hospital financially. These are what we refer to as forever patients. These people are going to need to come to the hospital constantly for the rest of their lives. And they know this. They know it. I mean, that may be a little too nuanced for Chase Oliver, but yeah. I don't know. I just don't, we don't live, our society is not in a moment where maximum quote unquote freedom is going to lead to many positive outcomes, unfortunately. Bravo says, I'm sick of these people with made up problems. I just got hit with my 3rd major car repair in as many months, and I'm about to auction off my Secret of the Use VHS 4-pack. Get back to me when life actually kicks you in the teeth, lady. I will say this in this woman's defense. I mean, she's a libertarian retarded as well. But I appreciate that it is not like this blanket acceptance. There is at least some pushback. I want as many critically thinking people out there, regardless of kind of their political affiliations or whatever. I think it should be common sense. It should be common sense that like this is not the same thing as what Chase Oliver is describing.
The narrative around this discussion, when I don't understand why children in many cases couldn't just wait until they're actual adults and can more fully make decisions for themselves. Because when you're dealing with minors, you are dealing with this challenge of like, well, to what degree should the parent be empowered to make the decisions for the minor versus to what degree does the minor child really need to take some time to actually become a full legal adult before making this choice?
So here's the thing. You mentioned the gatekeepers of information, things like this.
Yeah, they're going to do things to these kids that they cannot really comprehend. They don't know how this is going to affect them down the line. That's why you don't let 12-year-olds make these kinds of decisions. It's fucking insane. Cato says, you are just speaking rhetorically, right, Dan? And then Trebling says, quote unquote, listen to me, bitch. I had to sell my unmasked Casey Jones and red panties April O'Neil to buy an alternator. What the fuck do you know?
The best way to get rid of them is to tear down the gatekeepers, not having them. No National Institute of Health or FDA or CDC that's guiding this stuff. Let culture actually decide that. Free market of minds decide that.
Well, if culture were to decide it, I agree with him on this. Let culture decide it. Let's actually let's remove all of the bureaucrats and all of the activists that pollute every fucking institution and discipline in our country. Let's get their opinions out of it. And let's take a poll. Let's take a poll and let's see how that turns out. I agree. Let's see. Let's put our dicks on the fucking table and let's see where we all really stand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even talking about the APA and even the fact that like journalists have been instructed by like the Associated Press Style Guide, which is the style manual that all journalists use, to use terms like gender affirming care, which again, when we begin to frame these...
What do you mean like you when you use gender questioning children? Like these fucking completely brainwashed bullshit terms?
Things in certain terms, we're giving the entire argument, one side of the argument, we're sort of skewing things in favor of them. Right.
I believe we hear both sides. I believe we hear both sides of the argument quite a bit. And trust me, those are not government institutions. Any government institution shouldn't be trying to guide one thing one way or another. Let culture, free markets, and free minds do that stuff. And that's where that's going to come from. And you may disagree with how things are done. That's the free marketplace of ideas. And I support that. I support people having their own opinions on these things. I would never, ever try to tell you how to raise your kids. And I don't want to tell other parents how to raise their kids, because that's not my job. My job is to reduce the size and scope of government and the abuses that exist.
Let me drill. Hold on, Liz. Let me drill down into what I see as the core of this.
Get into
maybe
it, buddy.
disagreements, because I think it's really important for libertarians to think about where they stand on this issue. It's one of the big culture war issues right now, and it's important for parents. It's important for kids. It's important for everyone. That's why we did an hour and a half with Jesse Singal on this. And what I hear Liz saying is that there's been a very one-sided discourse about this, and people have been shut down from questioning the guidance, kind of marginalized or called.
I mean, these guys have a real hard time just being direct. I appreciate Liz Wolfe here just being very direct and just asking questions. This guy's taking a minute to just dance around what he wants to say. How cut?
Bigots or transphobes and stuff like that. And what I hear Chase saying is that the libertarian position, I mean, first of all, it sounds like Chase sort of agrees that, free discourse is the part of the solution here, but also that you have to decide who ultimately is the decision maker. Is it the state?
Is there a question in here, dude?
Is it these bureaucratic boards? Or is it the parents when you're talking about a minor? Do you have a disagreement there, Liz, with his proposal that ultimately, given what we know now, the parents need to be the ones working in consultation with their doctors instead of the states, putting these mandates forth?
I mean, are you comfortable with the state allowing parents and doctors to decide to follow a child
to fucking castrate their children? Is that okay? The government's only supposed to do a couple things. One of them is protecting your property and your right to life and liberty. So maybe there should be some sort of say in these kinds of things. As a country, we should all kind of get to decide together. Fuck me.
Wishes and to surgically transition, like say they surgically transition an 8-year-old.
Surgical transition is for 18 and older.
No,
yeah, but who gets to say, Chase? Oh, so now you have a rule. Who's going to enforce this rule? Who's going to enforce it? Is it just going to be like people's goodwill? Their good nature? Who's going to enforce that? And who are you to fucking say that? Oh, you trying to tell me how to parent my kid? My kid wants a dick. My kid's going to get a dick. I don't care if they have to take away chunks of their leg or whatever. It's happening. It's their 10th birthday. I can't disappoint them. Trembling says, speaking of TMNT, libertarianism is like getting the Foot Clan hideout kids to run the place.
Always had the position that surgery is for 18 and older. And I do want to say this.
Why isn't it a situation where the parent gets to rule? Like, why does the state get to intervene in that case?
Well, I just want to speak to that last thing that Zach said, saying that there are people who are saying, well,
yeah, I want to just go to something I'm more comfortable with. Trembling says they got HRT and regular and menthol. Prophet says, quote unquote, menthol or regular. The market speaks, my friend.
You're a big.
Actually, that would be a great bit. That would be hilarious. Kidda says, yeah, folks adopting their terminology is bad. Make that the topic. Ask them why don't they want to use the term sex change for children. I agree. Because all of these new terms are meant to soften the conversations. So these intellectuals don't have to be, get the ick, when they're talking about it. Prophet says Ron Paul casts his gaze over the entire nation, says, go, have fun.
Or your hater, and that's dividing the question up, and that's creating division. The same division happens when people say that parents of trans kids are child abusers, groomers, they're pedophiles, these kinds of accusations.
No, they're child abusers, 100%. You can all those other things, I don't know. Child abusers, yes. It's an abdication of your responsibility as an adult and especially as a fucking parent to not allow your kid to do these kinds of things to themselves. It's literally like 80% of your job.
Other side of that argument. We're going to have real open discourse with free open discourse, transparent information, and actually discussing the issue instead of attacking each other. That has to come from both sides of this issue. There's huge division here. And I'm somebody who is willing to reach my hand out. I will listen to just about anybody if it can be done with respectful discourse without creating, narratives that, well, you believe this way, so you must immediately be this. That is not the way to go about freedom and free discourse. That is just insulting each other. And I would say, if you look at the discourse that's been happening between me and the people who have been commenting,
he's saying, oh, people are mean in comments. Who would you rather be on the side of, the mean internet trolls or good guy Chase Oliver? I'm going to go with the internet trolls on this one, pal. Trembling says the only good bit Carlin had was in a later special where he talked about the softening of language. Yes, and that's something he talked about, the way language was used for a lot of his career. I mean, you can go all the way back to the 70s, and he's, doing those little word games. The one about time comes to mind. But it's a good bit. He wasn't wrong about everything. It's just that his, like, at the bottom of his material is like apathy and nihilism, and it's just kind of unhealthy. Kita says, oh yes, that and the other one about the owners has gathered a cult following.
He's been throwing more hatred and division out there. I've been called all kinds of things by people who don't like me, and guess what I haven't been doing? Returning fire, because I know that is not a way to constructively build a conversation.
What a guy.
And when folks want to have a constructive conversation, I'll be right here waiting to have it.
Yeah, so I'm here having that conversation. What is your response to why the state should, why would the state be the decision maker with regard to surgical transitions after age 18 versus the parent? Why?
Because I always believe that. Yes, because surgery is a 100% irreversible procedure, and puberty blockers and HRT, while not perfect, have been shown to have be mostly reversible, and you can.
No, not at all. In fact, there's been the most recent studies. They're quite damaging, and oftentimes will take away your ability to have an orgasm.
Get off of them, and surgery, just like tattoos, and frankly, if you're, I'm against circumcision personally. I believe that's also body modification. But I would like to see that done for adults, if at all possible, without, of course, religious exemption for that last thing I mentioned there. But everything else should be up to an adult to be making.
He wants you to wait till you're an adult to get your cut.
Those decisions. It's why my 16-year-old niece, when she was 16, she said she wanted to get a tattoo, and they said, nope, you're not getting that. In regards to any other kind of body modification, we've set the standard of adulthood, and it should continue to be the standard for body modification surgery.
Well,
she didn't answer. He didn't answer her question at all. He just said, I think. I've always held this position. Okay. That's not the question she was asking you. She's saying, what's the difference? Why isn't it kind of arbitrary? If what you're saying on the other side is true, then on this side, it sounds kind of arbitrary. That's just your personal preference. Kata says, hand wringing suddenly stops.
Heard it
but
here
that is,
first.
That is a situation, though.
The anti-circumcision movement, Chase Oliver is your man.
Is this guy running interference for him? Is that what he's doing? Because then, when he went on his little 2-minute tangent trying to reframe everything Chase Oliver had said to be more positive, she's just not having it. and then he interrupts her. What are you doing? What is this, a Zoobox podcast? What's going on over here?
Now I want to
but I do think that let's be consistent, right? Because why should the state prevent that, right? If there's a 16-year-old minor child and the parent and the doctor, why is it that we're not using the same logic that we use with puberty blockers or HRT related to surgical transition?
Because physical removal of a body part is different than taking a medication. It shouldn't be that difficult to see. It's two entirely different kinds of healthcare treatments. And
people would make the same distinction between what you're saying about HRT and puberty blockers and every other kind of medicine. They would make the same distinction. Be well, that's very fucking different.
One of them is a far more drastic treatment that should be reserved for adults.
But we don't want the state involved in healthcare decisions at all. We want the state involved in healthcare decisions up until age 18, I think that's inconsistent.
So we have an age of adulthood for all kinds of things like tattoos. I don't want kids getting tattoos. I don't want kids deciding that getting a nose job or getting a boob job or anything like that. I think that can wait until you're an 18-year-old And you as an adult can determine that for yourselves.
Again, why? What's the difference, Chase? Tremling says, I'm over here drinking strawberry soda like I'm Gossip Girl XOXO. The Libertarian Party show is zesty. That's true. You know, I'm drinking a strawberry soda myself. Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. All right, let's wrap this up.
That's up to you to do. And I've always had that standard, and I always will. You can say it's inconsistent, but surgery is very different than medical treatment via medicine.
Hey, thanks for watching that clip from our show.
Thanks for watching that clip, guys. Here we go. This is what Cato made. Let's check out his meme. Beta Destiny, soy boy colored hair, absentee father, Mel time, thinks he's smart, hunched over slob that mumbles, Chad Destin, has a positive impact on the world, is smart, has a beautiful family, makes being intelligent seem cool. Very nice work. Very nice work, Cato. Thank you for sharing it. Okay, so you guys want to let's check in with some Chase Oliver voters. Let's check in with just a quick sojourn. Let's check in with some Chase Oliver voters here. So these are the types of people that Chase Oliver is perfectly happy with to have them make medical decisions for their children. Check it out.
First Pride, didn't we, boys? Not First Pride. First Pride is me as trans, but they had a happy Pride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? They're retired.
Y'all
happy Pride.
Yes, happy Pride. Woo.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So, I don't know. These people look like well-adjusted, normal, healthy individuals. Not their first pride, just their first pride as a she. Holy shit. Wow. But yeah, so when they gaslight their kids into thinking that they're queer and that they're trans as well, which is a very common thing. It's a very common thing in these families. They're like, I don't know how it happened. All my kids are trans.
I'm going to let you all know because there's seem to be some people that don't like us celebrating Pride. Honey, I'm a proud trans woman and I have to be proud because often, more times than not, I get ridiculed for being who I am.
Man, I hope he got a good blowjob. Can you look? She's so proud. She's so proud of her new wife. This poor miserable fuck. This poor Shrek back here. He's just like, kill me, kill me. What do you think his form of rebellion is going to be as a teenager? He's going to become a right wing fascist. He's going to join a Catboy right wing fascist Nazi ranch. He's gonna become a groiper.
And I'm gonna be proud. Today is our Pride Festival, and yes, our content centered around that. You don't have to announce your leave.
It's like going to church. You know, this is a religious ceremony. This is like a form of rebirth. It's like a baptism. Trembling says Chase Oliver voters are the unseen femboys, and Morton Joe gives the water boys as a gift. Hot damn.
Leave me either.
Look at Pete. Trying to show off his
Hi, Petey. You like that fan?
Oh my God. Dude, this does not just give you fucking chills. Jesus Christ. This is worse than watching those prison videos.
Trying to show off his
Hi, Petey. You like that fan?
He loves it.
So we're gonna be proud and loud. We're gonna take up space.
Yes,
that
we
makes
are.
you feel uncomfortable. Like I said, no need to announce you're leaving. Just leave, please. Because obviously you're not gonna have a good time.
Oh, let's comment on this wig. This is not a good wig. Definitely a soy boy, right? Probably drinks a lot of soy teen. Probably balding, small penis, small testicles as well. I wonder if this is their biological children. This is terrifying. This is America. Fuck.
Hi, Petey. You like that fan?
Really fucking drink it in.
Loves it.
So we're gonna be proud and loud. We're gonna take up space. that makes you feel uncomfortable, like I said, no need to announce you're leaving. Just leave, please. Because obviously you're not gonna have a good time.
Obviously. Oh man, it cut off. Now we're never gonna know. Pronouns fupa cabra. That's pretty good.
We had a happy first Pride, didn't we?
That was pretty good. Let me see if did somebody post the rest of it. Oh, this is from their. Looks like they had this is from an Instagram post. Okay. The one couple who walks. M&M's journey. She, her, and hers. Digital creator. I have a feeling that they probably privated or deleted it. Update. He responded. For your information, since involving the kids in your weird sexual fetishes, that is most concerning. But you do you, Bubba. Pride events are no place for minors. Should only be legal in closed, adult-approved settings. All right, well, let's see what they said. The creature. Let's see what the creature said. Trembling says, this looks like that Ethan Van Sciver dude in a drag. Actually, it kind of does. It kind of does. Trembling says, the Comics Gate pipeline to trans. Well, hey, as long as they can make a buck off of you, I don't think they'd give a shit, honestly. Especially the Ethan Van Scivers of the world. But anyways.
So you know that you're doing something right when somebody decides to share your content on X, Twitter, and try to cause hate. This is in particular to our Instagram account. Look, Pride is not for everyone. You can just move on if you don't like it.
Fucking, yeah, man. Why you gotta be drinking all this haterade? The fuck's your deal, bro?
I knew this was bound to happen. But come on now. Spread love, not hate. We spread love, not hate. And while some might say us showing pride is spreading hate because people don't like pride, well, no, it's part of who we are. And I'm gonna make money off of this because if somebody's gonna hate,
fuck,
you know what I mean? You bet we are going to cash in.
Cash those checks.
We love you all. We love all our supporters, people that support us for us.
Yeah.
We love people that support us in all of us, not.
You know what? Now I appreciate that they keep cutting it off. It's like a gag. It's like a gag. What are they? M&M's journey. At that one couple who walks. I guess we could look at that one couple who walks. Because I was like, oh, they probably privated it or something. But you know what? It makes sense that they didn't because they want the clout. They want that clout. It is that one couple who walks. That one couple who walks. Followed by Joe Rogan. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Followed by Joe Rogan. Can you believe it, guys? I can. Trelling says, this is what AJ Soprano became after his dad's brains landed on him in that diner. No lies detected. Oh, day 20. Day 207. Oh, this is like he's doing like his 1 year of girlhood. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. We're doing it. Weight loss update. Oh, they're trying to get healthy together. Being who they really are, getting healthy. It's all very magical.
Coffee shop, Shaky Chug. And they have Pride drinks that we are going to try. I'm going to give Marilyn the camera so she can record it.
Like, look at... Oh, we can't go back. I can't go back on Instagram. You got to look at the eyes, dude. Look, that is a keyed up person. Let's go.
We had such an amazing time at Pride today. Me, Maddie, this is my first Pride Festival out as a proud trans woman. Last year, I wasn't fully out, so it was a great experience for me. Our kids enjoyed it, and they were not forced.
Mobility scooter. Oh my God. It's like a meme. It's like a walking meme. Well, a scooter meme. A scootering meme.
to go. They had the choice. They wanted to go. They could have stayed home with grandma, but they chose to celebrate and be part of.
Oh yeah, guys, this was totally their choice. They could have stayed behind. You know, they had the option. Totally 100% on their own accord. They're here.
The festivities. Pride is welcome to everyone. We have received some negativity, but we're going to brush that off. Literally, this channel has been about me and Mary Lynn all along. And we're here to share our lives, whether that be...
Oh, look, they're buying and looking at children's ephemera. Things for 6-year-old girls. Yeah, this is probably what do they call a autogynephiliac? An autogynephiliac just kind of gets off on the idea of dressing like a woman in public and acting like a little girl and getting away with it.
Walking, weight loss goals, weight loss updates. We're here to show you who we are in all of our best forms. Best love to you all.
Fuck around and find out. Is that like an AIDS joke? Is that the gift joke?
All.
Well. Oh, we were going the wrong way.
Why aren't you guys doing the walking videos anymore? You guys are that one couple who walks.
Yeah. What's the deal? Is your weight loss journey over? Have you stopped engaging in fat shame? I mean, come on now. But this is the type of people that are out there. Like I said, this is a growing problem. The internet is exacerbating it. It's fucking, the social contagion is out there. Lots of people on the spectrum find themselves in these kinds of positions. Some of them have fucking kids. Who's going to be looking out for that situation? Trembling says, it's almost like there is a massive drug abuse problem within the trans community. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. It's probably a thing.
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn.
I'm Maddie.
And we are that one couple who used to walk. Just kidding. We still...
He's mouthing the words. So they're reading a script. Oh, man, he's not even a good theater kid. Come on now.
Walk. We just don't always get to film it because we are so busy sometimes.
And I have been adjusting to new meds. And we are both losing...
Oh, my God. It's a living meme. And I'm adjusting to my new medication.
Losing weight on healthier paths. And our walking is including walking in life together on our journeys. I'm the content.
Yeah, this was about weight loss, a weight loss journey, and now it's become my trans story. Sorry. Drumming says negativity being that some people didn't grovel and go out of their way to validate their degeneracy. Yeah, exactly. Kato says, right?
Creator behind the videos. So you'll see a lot of stuff in my point of view being posted. That's how this all started, with me supporting my wife on my channels till I decided to turn it into one couple who walks.
Yes. And
she's lost about 6 pounds. She's never felt better.
And people have said that they haven't seen me walking or anything like that lately. And I did on Friday. I walked and talked in the video for y'all, and my brother was holding the GoPro.
These are like proof of life videos. Like, you got that scooter. I know you got that fucking scooter. You better be walking. That's all I'm saying. You better be fucking walking. Trembling says, this video looks like Zach Amico split into 2 people. Oh my God. Fucking good call. Jesus Christ, Trembling. You're autistic with that shit. Hagrid says, walks to the fridge. Am I right, boys?
So I was actually holding the phone. That's why you didn't see me actually walking, but I was walking and talking. And yesterday I was walking too, but we didn't film that.
And there comes a point in content creation where daily walking videos get redundant and people are just, they want to see more from our life. So
no, they don't. You want to impose more of your life on people. Now you're like, whoa, we got a captive audience now. Let's really let them see the weird shit.
Choosing to share daily videos of things at Pride. Pride's important to me as well as her, but mostly more important to me because I came out trans. And if it was...
Like this is a fucking autistic person. This is a confused, fucked up autistic person. It's fucking tragic, honestly. But the fact that they have kids, oh my God, makes this tragedy even so much more, magnified by 1,000%.
For me coming out trans, we wouldn't be celebrating Pride necessarily, but we've always supported gay rights, trans rights, and all of that. We are.
Hagrid says, you're climbing down Fat Fuck Mountain. These two are cosplaying it. Yeah. I do walk every day.
Not bigots.
No.
And the thing is,
knows it too.
Somebody existing is not an opinion. Because at the end of the day, we all walk different paths of life. I'm sorry this is a longer video than a minute, but stuff needs to be said. So yes, we are that one couple who walks. We walk in life together. We will do daily walking videos. We'll get back to that soon.
When we fucking feel like it, haters. This is our month. We're taking our time.
But at the same time, it's going to get hot here, so we're not going to be outside walking, showing you those videos. We'll be in our house doing updates or walking later at night. We'll figure out the
treadmill
content
and stuff like that. Yeah.
But imagine coming onto somebody's account and saying that we should create separate accounts. I think we've had this discussion before, multiple times.
Yeah. Honestly, I have my own account.
Oh, the truth comes out. I was going to say, like, maybe their codependency is just so severe that they can't do that, but she's already open. Oh, dude, she's going to turn this into a polyamorous situation within a year. We keep watching these people. Let's follow them. This turns into some weird, fucked up polyamorous deal very soon. Very soon. I mean, this her having her own Instagram is very telling. It's very fucking telling. Trelling says, I want them to lose weight by being chased by people with nets on horseback. OG Planet of the Apes style. Daily. Now that's some fucking hot content.
On IG, I have my own account on FB, and I have my own account on here. And honestly, I will not post. I don't post. I'm not the social media person. Maddie is.
Actually run her Facebook for her.
She does,
because she has performance photos.
Oh, dude, she slipped up. She called him a he. Can you say not appreciated?
On her Facebook, I post stuff for her on her Facebook.
Oh, this is so healthy. What a healthy relationship. Yeah, I control all of her social media. I do it all. Yeah, you're talking to me.
I also do have my own account where I get more into detail about my transitioning. I talk more about it, and I do more makeup videos. You guys are not seeing all the content I could possibly be creating.
Yeah, you're not seeing him like tuck back his nutsack and his micro penis. That's what you're missing out on.
You're literally choosing to focus on when I do post videos about Pride, focusing on that rather than all the other videos that include her as well. Probably because the Pride videos get more attention because people have an issue with it. We're never going to be ashamed to show our Pride. At all.
Never, ever, ever.
So here, let's...
It's our God. It's our God. We're not going anywhere.
Go to yesterday's. All right, it's not yesterday's. The last riddle that
riddle we did. Yes.
Let's get to that.
Okay, so I have a head like a cat, feet like a cat, but I am not a cat. And what am I? I'm a kitten. I hope that was the last one because that's the last one I remember. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Now, hopefully, we will get to that answer tomorrow.
We will. We're going to get back to the walking daily things, but it's also not.
Look at the demons. This is a family-friendly event, you know. So, I mean, like, seriously. Tremblick says, have you read the Evangelion manga? I was reading earlier today that it was coming out at the same time as the show, so it isn't 1-to-1. No, that is the one Neon Genesis Evangelion thing I have not ever ventured into. Yeah. Never checked out the manga. Maybe I should. I should go full completionist. This weird fucking ritual, and then add this extra layer of this narcissism, like this fucking call out prayer. It's really sinister. It's fucking disgusting. Ugh. It's just so lame. That's really the big takeaway, is that it's just so fucking lame. All right, well, that was interesting. That one couple who walks on Instagram. Also, you can follow Maddie there at their other social medias. You can see them, show their butthole and stuff, or their bussy. Excuse me. I'm sorry.